All right, everybody, welcome back to Bars Media and the YouTube channel. So we are going to be having a very different type of video. I'm not going to be like editing any of this, but basically the reason why I want to make this video is because I want to give you guys like the predictions for the World Cup and just basically give you guys my opinion, because I know that this is going to be a very difficult World Cup to predict, because I think that many teams have came into this tournament that qualified that did not have the best campaign. There are some teams that have been like so exceptional. They have been playing way better than expected. So that is what we are going to be doing for today's video. And what we can see here is this is basically coming from the Telegraph. Telegraph has put out a website where you can predict exactly like what do you think is going to be happening during the group stages, the round of 16, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and also the finals. So it's going to be a very fun video, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. And so when I do give out these predictions, keep in mind that I'm going to give you guys like the reasons on why I'm picking these teams. I'm not just going to be doing it just for the sake of like, just because I think that this is the team that's going to go through. I'm going to give you guys the reasons, right? So let's start with Group A within the group stages. And I think that the Netherlands will go first place, right? Qatar, even though we're going to be playing in Qatar, I feel like they're not going to like really be doing anything. Like, yes, they have played okay in the past year, but they're not going to be better than Ecuador, right? I think that Ecuador will be in second place, third place Senegal, and then Qatar in last place. Look, I know that Senegal has done tremendously well in the African Cup of Nations. I believe that was what the tournament was called. But I think that Ecuador will overcome Senegal, mainly because I think that they're much more physical. They have a lot of speed within their players, and I've seen Ecuador play so many times, and yeah, just I don't see them backing down. They're very like mentally they're very strong, right? So let's go to Group B, and I'm gonna go with England first. Keep in mind I am an American, and I'm trying to take my bias away from this these predictions, because you know it could be very easy for me to say that USA is in first place, but we'll see how it goes as we go through this video. England will be first place, USA will be second, Wales third, and Iran fourth place. Now I know that that big game is going to be happening, which will be like I think after Thanksgiving and on Black Friday. That's a holiday for us. Yes, I know we have something called Black Friday. So on that day, on Black Friday, England and USA are going to be playing post Thanksgiving, and I can't wait for that day, right? I'm going to be watching it with my family, eat good food, mac and cheese, turkey, and all that stuff. And, you know, I think that a lot of people are going to be watching England versus USA. It's going to be a very exciting match. Many have been wanting to see who is the better team, even though I know that on paper, if you look at the players, England just overpower USA, right? England have so many great players. But it's still going to be a good match. There has been a lot of tensions going on between both fan bases, but you know, I feel like USA can do something good. I think that USA can come out against England with a tie, maybe even a win. But I feel like even if USA do very well against England, because I feel like USA is going to put all of their focus against England, I feel like they're going to fall short on just one game. Maybe not lose, but maybe tie. But yeah, I feel like USA will go into second place and England first place, because overall England will have the better results out of the 3 to 4 games that they're going to be playing. So now let's move on towards Group C, and I'm going to go with Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Saudi Arabia, fourth place, right? Argentina will for sure top this group. You guys already know why. Messi, right? Lautaro Martinez, and many great players. Mexico will overcome Poland. Yes, I know that Poland have Lewandowski. Lewandowski is a Barcelona player, but one man cannot stop one whole team unless it's Messi, right? Mexico, I think, will always come in on very intense moments. Like, Mexico really do come up when the fans really need them to. And I have a lot of respect for Mexico. You know, like throughout these past 2 years, every time USA and Mexico played, I was like, I hope Mexico loses. They lose 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, because we know there is some rivalry going on between Mexico and USA. But when I see Mexico out there and they're out there in the World Cup and they're facing against top level teams, I want them to do well to represent Central America. And yeah, I think that Mexico is much more of a unit compared to Poland. So I would put Mexico in second, Argentina first, Poland third, and fourth, Saudi Arabia. Now let's move on towards Group D. Group D is actually very easy. I'm gonna go with France, right? I'll go with Denmark. Let's see, maybe yeah, I'm gonna go for this team, and then Australia, right? I think that Denmark is a great team. Do I believe that they're gonna be like the dark horses? I don't think so. Since this is a Barcelona channel, the one player that is going to be there is gonna be Christensen. Yeah, he's gonna be in that team. France just have quality everywhere, right? What like I think that France will win every game within the Group D phase. So not really much to talk about when it comes to Group D. Now let's move on towards Group E. I think that this is really hard. Group E is really hard because Spain have done okay and Germany have done okay. Either one of these two could take first place, but I'm gonna go with Spain, Germany. Third place. You see, this gets very difficult. I think that when it comes to Group E all the way into Group H, it gets very very difficult. And I'm gonna go with Costa Rica and Japan in fourth place. I've seen Costa Rica play. They're very tough, very fast, very similar to Ecuador, by the way. As for Spain and Germany, I think that Spain will come out on top. It will take time for Germany to gain their momentum, which is why I do say that Germany will go into second place. But I think that they will have a very deep run in this World Cup. So Spain will go first. I can't wait to see Gavi and Pedri going up against Musiala from Germany and Kimmich, right? It's basically Barcelona versus Bayern Munich in a way within that midfield. So hopefully we can see Balde, right? Maybe we see Balde in the Spanish national team. I'm very excited to see many other players like maybe Ansu Fati if Luis Enrique decides to call him back up. I would like to see Rodri play in the midfield. Ferran Torres, of course, another player. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Spain first, Germany second, third Costa Rica, fourth Japan, and also because Spain has already beaten Germany, and in the past year, ever since Luis Enrique took over Spain. So I'll go with Spain first. Now let's move on towards Group F, and I'm gonna go with. See, again, this is another very difficult one because I have no idea who's gonna come on first because all of these teams are amazing. I don't believe in like the World Cup having weak teams because when it comes to the World Cup, this is what makes this tournament so special is that small teams can make big surprises, and it inspires these small teams to do something great. And we have seen that many times in the past 5 World Cups ever since I was born, right? Since 1998. But I'm just going to go with Belgium, Canada, Costa Rica, third place, and Morocco, fourth place. Canada is a very great team. Very great team. Like, trust me, they are good. When it comes to, like, when USA and Canada play, I want Canada to be demolished 4-0. I hated Canada during the qualifications phases, but I think that Canada will do very well. I think that Canada is also the dark horse of this World Cup. And I'm going to go with Belgium in first place, mainly because they have more experience in tournaments like this. So Belgium first place. Group G, Brazil, first place. I will go with, let's see, Serbia, Switzerland. See, another tough one. I'm going to go with Switzerland. Screw it. Cameroon and Serbia. I miss seeing Cameroon in the World Cup. I remember seeing Cameroon so many times in the World Cup. I think back in 2010 or 2006. I don't remember, but I was a little kid and I remember seeing Cameroon and I saw Eto'o, and I just remember everything about that team. It was so inspiring to see a team like that do so well. And I'm happy to see them back. But do I think that they will go past the Group G? I don't think so. I'm gonna go with Switzerland and Brazil. Brazil is a tank going into this tournament with Neymar, Rafinha, Vinicius, Coutinho in the midfield, and just so much more. Right? It's a very inspiring team. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, Korea. Let's go. So we're talking about Group H now. Portugal, Uruguay, and I'm gonna go with Ghana and South Korea in fourth place. Portugal will come out on top. Portugal is much more of a team. They look way better individually. Bernardo Silva, you look at what he has been doing with Manchester City. Amazing, right? Sorry, guys, for this. Just moved my mic a little bit. Okay. So, yeah. Portugal will come out on top. I think that they will do very well. And who knows, maybe they might actually go as far as the semifinals. But we'll talk about that later, right? So now let's move on towards the round of 16. The round of 16, this is again where things get very difficult. I have no idea what could happen. I am a USA fan. I'm gonna go with USA first before any other team. Yes, over Argentina. Yes, over Spain. Mainly because I was born here. I'm gonna go for USA first for them to win the World Cup. Even though I know that it seems very, very impossible for USA to win this because there's so many. Again, there's so many great teams in this World Cup. But for the match 49, I know that many will say the Netherlands will go through over USA, but me as a USA fan, I would want to see USA go through, even though there's like a 30% chance that we might go through the round of 16 when we face Netherlands, right? The Netherlands have Memphis Depay, they have Frankie de Jong, they have Van Dijk, they have so many great players, but I'm going to go for USA and just hope that they go into the quarterfinals. So let's see now. Let's go to match 50. We're just gonna go in order. Match 50. I'm going with Argentina. Very easy. Oh my God! Look how juicy it gets in the quarterfinals. USA versus Argentina. We'll talk about that later. England over Ecuador. France over Mexico. I will go for Spain over Canada. Brazil over Uruguay. Germany over Belgium. Portugal over Switzerland. So now let's move on towards the next phase and go into the quarterfinals. Match 57. Do I think that Tim Ream, Dest, Robinson, Chris Richards can stop Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez, Paredes, De Paul? I don't think so. If USA and Argentina play in this World Cup, I will be there. I will for sure, not in person, but I will be there and I will watch every minute of it. Like I will be representing USA, even though I know that Argentina will for sure go through. But it'll be fun to see USA come out with a loss of like 2-1 or maybe 3-2 or maybe 1-0, something like that. I just want to see USA be very competitive. So when we go into that 2026 World Cup, which will be in 4 years from today, which will be in USA, this team, this very young team, one of the youngest teams that's going into this World Cup, will have much more experience on knowing what it's like to potentially go through the quarterfinals and maybe make an appearance in the semifinals by the time we head into 2026. Sorry guys for the cars that you guys are hearing. So I'm just gonna go with Argentina. See now, okay. So now let's go to match 58: Spain and Brazil. Who do I think will go through this match? And I've been wanting to see Spain and Brazil play for a very long time because we never really get to see Spain versus Brazil, like never. If we look at the squad of Brazil, they don't really. I mean, they do have a very strong defense. Actually, they have Thiago Silva, Dani Alves, Danilo, Marquinhos. They have Militao. All players who have been performing so good in the Champions League. But then you look at the midfield, right? And I think that this is where Spain can take advantage of Brazil. The midfield of Brazil, they have Coutinho, Casemiro, they have Fred, Fabinho, Arthur. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know why they consider Emerson Royal as a midfielder. But I think that is where Spain can dominate. And I think that if they can create as much as they can and win the ball as much as they can with the likes of Gavi and Pedri and all of these other players. Let's see. I'm going to look at the Spain players to see who they have so I can just remember. They have Busquets, Koke, Rodri, Carlos Soler. They have, like I said, Pedri, Gavi, Nico Williams. They have a great, powerful midfield. And Luis Enrique has to take that as their advantage to overcome Brazil, because let me tell you, Spain's defense is going to have a huge headache if they end up facing Brazil, because Brazil have so many quality players up top. Like, let's look at the defense of Spain. They have Azpilicueta, Jordi Alba, Carvajal, Gaia, Llorente, Pau Torres, Eric Garcia. I don't think that any of these players are going to be equipped on taking on players like right here, right? Let's go to the forwards. They're not going to be equipped to take on Neymar, Firmino, right? Gabriel Jesus, Rafinha, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Anthony from Manchester United. Like, come on. Like, that is world class. I don't think that there's not a single other national team that will be able to compete against Brazil in terms of quality up front. So that is why I do say that Brazil will probably score more than Spain and take advantage of Spain losing the ball potentially when they go on the counter, because Brazil do like to place a lot of counterattacks and really run the game with Vinicius, Neymar, and Rafinha. It would be, man, like, is there a club out there that's thinking about buying those three players and just have them in the front three? Maybe PSG, maybe Manchester United, but that would be insane. I'm okay. So I'm getting sidetracked now. Match 58. I'm going for Brazil over Spain. Yes, I know it hurts my heart to say that we might not see Spain versus Argentina. Maybe it could happen, but right now on paper, Brazil just look too powerful. And then I'm gonna go with France versus England. I'm gonna go for France. France will go through. France are gonna have another deep run like they did in 2018, and then I'm just gonna go with Germany. I know that all the fanboys, like I'm talking about the OG Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi fanboys, are going to want to see potentially a final of Argentina versus Portugal. Yes, I know that there was also like a report about like this supercomputer predicting exactly what's going to happen in the World Cup. And they basically predicted that Argentina and Portugal were going to meet in the World Cup final. And that would be like the definitive moment for us to know who is the player of the past 20 years, Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, right? I think that many of us would like to see that, right? Ronaldo's Portugal versus Messi's Argentina. But one thing does stand in Portugal's way, and that is Germany. I think that Germany will come out on top, mainly because they are much more of a unit. Now, keep in mind, Germany have not had a great run in the past 2 years, like at all. Germany have been losing games that they're not supposed to. They have been tying games that they have not, like, that they were supposed to. You look at Germany's matches, past 10 matches. The previous match, they tied against England 3-3. They lost against Hungary 0-1. They won against Italy 5-2. And then before even that, against Hungary, against England, against Italy, against the Netherlands, they have tied 1-1 in all of them, right? So they have not been at their best. They have only seen one win, right, since March of this year. And that's crazy, right? So, but I think that Germany, like I've said in the beginning of this video, they will grow into this. They're gonna grow into this World Cup. Musiala, Kimmich, all great players. I think that Musiala is gonna have a really good World Cup. Musiala is a player that I admire. They have Gundogan, they have Müller, right? Not the player that he once was before, but great player. They have Gosen, they have Sul, I don't know if I'm saying that right, from Dortmund. They have Gnabry, Werner, Sané, Kai Havertz. They will come out on top over Portugal. Now, I'm not gonna be surprised if Portugal go through like some like the most ridiculous way. Like we see Portugal just defending the hell out of Germany and then counterattack Germany and they win 1-0. But I'm gonna go with Germany, and so that's gonna lead us to the semifinals. And this is where things get very juicy. But I'm gonna go with Argentina, and I'm gonna go with France. Argentina beats Brazil yet again. I think that Brazil is gonna have a deep run regardless, because they're gonna do well because of what happened in the past Copa America. They're like, wow, we lost in our own home against Argentina. We're gonna have to do really good in this World Cup, and they will, right? Being knocked out in the semifinals is not a bad thing. But of course, being knocked out in the semifinals by Argentina again, by Messi's Argentina, would be a really bad thing for all of Brazil. But Argentina is much more of a unit. They are a team. You look at what Messi did say in that Copa America final speech, right? There was this video that did surface. Now, the whole documentary is now on Netflix if you guys want to go watch it. But Messi did say this before that match against Brazil. There's no such thing as coincidence, boys. Do you know what? This trophy was meant to be played in Argentina, and God brought it here. God brought it here so that we could lift it in the Maracanã, boys, so that it could be more beautiful for everyone. So let's go out with confidence and calm, because we're bringing this one home. And so you look at the type of energy, right? Sorry, it got locked. But basically, you look at that type of energy that Messi was having. Many would be saying, how come he doesn't bring that to Barcelona? How come we never saw that version of Barcelona in the past 4 years? Well, that is because Barcelona did not have a very strong locker room. Like, this Barcelona team was weak financially, sportingly. There was no leadership, no nothing, and it destroyed Messi. But the only reason why Messi was like acting like this with Argentina's because he can sense that there is collectiveness, there is unity. He believes that if he speaks up, the players will listen. Messi did not believe that in Barcelona at all. Like when he was trying to speak up, no one wanted to listen. They were like, "Oh my God, we could lose in the second half of this game. Oh my God, we gotta do this, or what do we do now? Let's just defend until the 90th minute." Like just weak mentality. And Messi felt that. But here, with these players pumped up, they pumped up Messi. Messi responded back and spoke to these players and said, "Look, this is what we're gonna do, and that's it." And so I expect this exact same attitude and energy to happen in the World Cup. I hope someone records the journey that Argentina is going to be having, and just doesn't matter what God you guys like to praise, but praise God, and let's pray to God these next 2 weeks, and just hope that Messi gets what he deserves, because he was very close to winning that World Cup in 2014. I was very disappointed against Germany. Maybe we could see Argentina versus Germany final rematch like we saw in 2014, but I think that Argentina and France will meet up in the final. Messi's Argentina versus Kylian Mbappe's France, and I hope, I really, really pray, and I pray to God that Argentina wins this World Cup. Messi deserves it. He could even retire after this if he wins the World Cup, and just call it a night. Say that's my career. Won 4 Champions Leagues, a World Cup, 8 Ballon d'Oros, maybe 9, or I don't know. I think he has 7. Yeah, he wins the Ballon d'Oro after this, retires, goes home, and that's it, right? So it's gonna be an Argentina versus France final, just going based off these predictions. A lot could change. I have no idea what's gonna be happening in this World Cup. Expect the unexpected. So that is going to be wrapping up the predictions. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in, and I will see you guys in the next video.